Hello, internets.
And interwebs.
We are two guys who watch movies. I am Scott. I keep trying to practice social distancing, but the voice in my head just won't stay away. Carr. And with me, as always, is
Robert, the quintessential muffin stud muffin, James.
What is with you and muffins?
Well, you know, I like to stuff them.
With
nice
too much information.
cream.
Too much information. Okay. Once again, we're two guys who watch movies. Today, we are two guys who are talking about movies. More specifically, we are talking about Willy's Wonderland.
In this episode of Unscripted and Mostly Harmless.
You had to throw that in there, didn't you?
Yep. Roll it.
Every time. I tell you, I keep trying.
He does.
Yeah, I'm never going to stop.
So, Willy's Wonderland. And we're not talking about my uncle's secret shed in the backyard, thankfully. I have memories that I don't want to...
I did not need to know about that.
Well, the scary thing is that he wasn't named Willy and he wasn't my uncle. But anyway, we are talking about the new latest
Not Chris, Nick Cage. Why do you keep calling him Chris Cage?
Because I was thinking of Chris Pine. I don't know why. Apparently I'm a little gay. I mean, anyway.
the whole time we watched the movie, you kept calling him Chris. I had to keep him down. It's Nick.
Because Nick. I was thinking during the whole, and we'll get into that later, Chris Pine would have been so much better in this role.
We'll talk about
that. We'll get into that later.
So,
okay.
Yeah, the latest Nick Cage movie. This will have spoilers. First spoiler, we didn't like the movie. Next spoiler. No, actually, you wanted to go ahead and give the plot line.
I do. Here's the plot line. Mm-hmm. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
One wonderful actor is surrounded by a bunch of horrible actors and doesn't talk for 2 hours.
I think there's a couple other movies out there that had the exact same plotline.
Right. This one, of course, the Billy Badass, does find himself with 4 blown tires outside of Podunk, Indiana. They actually never mention the name of the state, but I'm assuming it's Indiana because I want to.
Yeah, I don't think they mention it. Yeah.
They, of course, don't take credit cards. The mechanic tells him there is a lot of damage to the vehicle, thousands of dollars, yada, yada, yada. Says, hey, by the way, if you stay in this place and clean it all night, we'll take care of the bill, fix your car, and get you on your way. Well, as with most of us, all I got to do is clean a restaurant overnight. You're saying, give me okay, I'm in. Problem is, this restaurant is not your normal restaurant. It is like Chuck E. Cheese dials up to Hellraiser.
Or Five Nights at Freddy's.
I was trying not to mention Five Nights at Freddy's because everybody keeps comparing to this, and it is, but still, we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into
that. You just kind of spoiled my spoilers. The mechanical people come to life and murder ensues.
Oh, and then we threw a bunch of kids in there for, kills.
Fodder.
Yeah.
Oh!
So we can have a kill count, so that we can actually have a body count on this.
I don't do these synopsises very much. Is this why I put in the interesting little tidbits? Like the director actually wrote this, put it up on a website with a bunch of scripts that nobody bought yet. Nick Cage found the script and produced it.
Really? I had no idea.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's how this movie got made.
Wow. I had no idea.
Yep.
Here I thought it was just another studio trying to make a Five Nights at Freddy's and couldn't do it.
You don't understand my love for Nick Cage.
Apparently I don't. I don't think I want to know about your love for Nick Cage. I think the less we know about that, the better.
Well, okay, I'll shut up then.
Just my feeling on that. I could be wrong. But yeah, so as I said before, the spoiler on this, we weren't overly impressed with this film, which means that this first category is going to be the most difficult for me because once again we're doing the good, the bad, and ugly. And first off, it's always the good. All right, so you want to start or shall I?
Yes.
Okay.
I have said before that Nicolas Cage could strip down to his underwear, get up on a stage and eat a bologna sandwich, and I would applaud. Everything this man does, I don't care what it is, from Wicker Man to his better movies, National Treasure. I love his acting. I love his style. I love everything about the guy. That's my only good.
I just love how you put that, from Wicker Man, which apparently we're going to label as his worst film. Although, I don't know, there's a couple other movies that people could throw in there. Like, from Wicker Man, you literally go from Wicker Man to his better films. Like, you didn't have one ready. You had one ready for the worst, but not one ready for the best.
National Treasures. People are going to argue with me on, but I still think that was some of his best acting.
I got you.
That was Nick Cage not being Nick Cage. That was Nick Cage being not Tom Hanks. The little short guy, Top Gun.
Gotcha. So not leaving Las Vegas?
No. I put that with Wicker Man.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
God, yes.
Just curious. Okay.
But anyway, yes, that's my only good.
That's only good.
He did so much with his eyes in this film.
Right.
When you watch the man act and the pinball dancing, but that's not good. That should be put into the awesome and put into a museum.
like you want to have a separate category of awesome instead, like
for
awesome
the
good, bad,
pinball.
ugly.
Yes.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, my only good on this film is Nick Cage. I have to admit, he is easily the best part of this film. Because once again, one thing you kind of touched on, he doesn't talk. His character is mute. What they were going for is a very much the man with no name style character, like Clint Eastwood did in several films. And for this one, he is just a stranger who came to town, just like the other guy. He never gives a name. He's never given a name. He's just some guy, But the difference, of course, being with Clint Eastwood, he was always a man of few words. This is a man of no words. This guy doesn't say a word. He doesn't say one word throughout the entire film, which all he has to express in other ways. And like you said, he did a very good job for it. I have no problem with Nick Cage in this film. In fact, the funny thing is that this movie's labeled as a horror comedy. And really, to me, the only comedy I saw was from his portrayal, because the point is that he's told, okay, we'll go and fix up your car if you clean this place. Now, the truth of the matter is, they don't give a damn if the place is clean or not. He's supposed to be a human sacrifice. That's the whole point of it. But this guy takes this deal so seriously that not only does he beat the crap out of a robot and go right back to cleaning, in fact, cleaning up the mess he made beating up the robot, but then they told him, well, make sure you take breaks every once in a while to pace yourself. Boy, did he take that seriously, timing in breaks, and literally in the middle of about getting ready to pound another robot, his watch goes off, and he's just like, oh, well, sorry. Now you got to deal with this, and it's time for my break. And on his break only is when he fixes up the pinball machine and plays it. Otherwise, he doesn't mess with it otherwise. And then also, I think part of the humor is supposed to be his obsession with soda, with one brand of soda.
This is so good.
Yeah, this is the good.
Oh, this is still good?
This is still good.
Because I feel like you're creep thinking the bad territory.
No.
Okay.
No. I was fine with all this. I was fine with his whole, for pretty much his entire character, because they made him quirky. That was the whole thing. I'm just saying, I think this is where the comedy aspect was from, and for me, it was very entertaining. He's the most entertaining in the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely.
All the little quirks they had, all the stuff they came up with, I rather enjoyed. And that's pretty much all the good.
Yep.
Can you think of anything else good?
I got nothing else.
I'll say one thing. When we first have the first couple bouts with the robots, the first couple times he fights the robots, I thought that the fights with the robots were very visceral, very brutal.
Yes.
But then they all were exactly the same.
Yes.
They never became more inventive. They never became. they never pushed the envelope beyond that. So at the first, I actually was going to add that as a good, but it got so repetitive. And there's how many characters that he has to fight? Like 6 of them?
I don't know. Watching a monkey get stopped in a toilet was kind of freaking awesome.
Yeah, but then after that, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, oh, we're going to put the best one at the beginning.
Right. It was the second kill.
That was the second kill. You know, how can you make that the second kill and then you never ramp it up after that?
Right.
There's one he just leans on really for a real long time. Yeah. Once again, spoiler, that didn't do it. She came back.
This is true.
All right. Well, I think that's it because if I speak anymore, we're going to get into bad territory. So you want to just go to the bad?
Going to get
Let's just go to the bad.
the bad.
Would you like to start with the bad?
Okay. The bad. The teenagers.
Okay.
They are there only for murder fodder for
A
the
body
Five
count.
Nights at Freddy's
It's
characters.
to make a body count because here's the thing: you take out the teenagers, there is no body count unless you count the robots.
True. Usually, the trope of cheerleaders. God, what is wrong with me today? Usually, the trope of teenagers that are getting whacked, you can make some kind of emotional connection with it. Oh, that poor girl Jason just rammed her with a spear into a tree.
In a good horror movie, yes.
I wanted every one of these teenagers, including the stupid girl hero, to get killed in wonderful and unique ways. I didn't connect or like any of them. Two of them, I hated. One thing I didn't go into the plot because I'm saving it for the ugly, but I will say there was a very... I can't talk about it until the ugly. We'll talk about it in the ugly.
That's fine.
But you did not like these characters. And when they died, the little evil guy that sits on this shoulder was going... and the good guy was going...
There you go.
So, I mean, there's a lot more bad, but that's my biggest issue.
That's your biggest bad?
The only person you cared about was Nicolas Cage, and you knew asses were going to be kicked when he was on the screen.
Yeah.
What I didn't like, and I probably should because it was a nice twist, and you kind of hit it.
Okay.
The hero girl whose name I don't even care to remember nor look up because the actress was bland and boring, and if I forget her tomorrow, I already forgot her.
I honestly can't remember any of the teenagers' names. I mean, they were that forgettable.
Right. He and her are getting ready to fight the chicken, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're all interchangeable.
Right.
And he goes on break and he hands her the knife.
Right.
Says good luck.
That was a toad because that one was the one with the tongue. So yeah, that was a toad.
Wishes her good luck and leaves. Now to me, you just broke your hero character.
Right.
A hero, which is what he was,
Up to that point, yeah.
would not do that.
My bad is one. It goes along with yours to a point. These characters are not memorable. Other than Nick Cage, I can't remember a single one. I can't remember any of these characters' names, any of the teenagers. In fact, the teenagers are practically interchangeable.
They are, except for two.
If you were going to list them off, who would you list off? You would list off the final girl. You would list off the black guy. I hate to say it, but I mean, there's no defining character. The only thing you could say about the black guy was that guy who liked the other girl. He liked the blonde chick.
Right.
That's it. Then you have the blonde chick, who's got no other category other than she's the blonde chick that's with the black guy. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Then you've got the guy who likes the final girl.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? If there is, I can't remember them. I only remember those three.
I think that's it, but don't quote us on that.
There might be a fourth person. I can't remember who they were because that's the only defining characteristics we're given of these characters at all, other than them being incredibly stupid, but we'll talk about that later. The other bad that I have in this is you were talking about how the robots were also interchangeable because, I mean, they don't do really anything unique. However,
one guy has a tongue, but
yeah. However, there's one. Well, the one with the tongue was the only one that had anything unique because the one with the tongue, who technically was a girl, I guess, because had a feminine voice, tries to convince one of the teenagers that she's actually good, that she doesn't want to be bad anymore, that she isn't like the others, and that she wants to help them. And it turns out to just be a ruse, and a really stupid one at that. You know, I don't even know why she even does the ruse, because one, she could easily just kill the guy. In fact, I think she still kills him anyway. Yeah, but two, you know, he comes out of hiding because she's doing this, and she doesn't even kill him right away. She just keeps it going for a while for absolutely no reason at all whatsoever. I'm thinking it was more to try to fool the audience than anything else, because it makes no sense otherwise.
We weren't fooled.
No. Then the one thing that gets to me is there's only one of the robots that is actually unique as far as I'm concerned. The one that really stands out.
The weasel.
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay.
No. The actual girl with just a stupid puppet head on her.
You said that we were watching this. Yeah, it was the Uncanny Valley dials up to 11.
There's one so-called robot that doesn't even look like a robot. It looks like a woman wearing some stupid mask.
It was played actually by a ballerina, believe it or not.
Yep. Well, I can't believe that, because of the moves she did, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's the reason why she's not in a regular costume like the rest, because I don't think she would be able to pull off the moves.
Right.
Or it wouldn't have translated as well. I think they try to put something on her to make her look more plastic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it looks like a person wearing a mask.
She reminded me, did you watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? When you were
No.
Okay.
No.
For our audience it was one of their Monster of the Weeks. Very similar.
I mean, granted, the rest of them still look like guys in suits, but at least they did do the nice thing of when he's, you know, beating them up and everything like that, he's reaching in and he's pulling out metal guts and stuff like that. So, you know, it makes it more believable then. But, I mean, like when they're fighting, it looks like a guy in a suit. And that's a limitation of the budget, and I'm not even going to really go there.
No, I don't consider that.
But when you have all of them in suits except for one, it's really glaring obvious. I mean,
creepy. It's creepy as balls.
I mean, I think she was
balls are creepy.
I think she was supposed to be creepy, and it worked out in that sense. But I mean, you couldn't find a way to make her look more robotic or have a suit?
I said creepy, not scary.
No.
Because she wasn't scary at all.
No,
the only reason she was creepy is the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah. Okay. I catch you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the other bad that I had. And then, are you getting ready for the ugly?
Oh, baby.
Oh, boy. What else did I have? We also have the sheriff.
Careful.
Right.
You're stepping on my ugly.
Well,
you're going to step into a big pile of ugly if you're not careful.
I wanted to mention her great parenting skills.
Oh, no, that's not my ugly.
Can I talk about the parenting skills? Okay.
How dare you try to have an opinion close to mine?
I know, it's horrible. Just wait until you hear my ugly.
Oh, God.
So we have a sheriff in here that... once again, all of this is spoilers. They're doing this. Let's get into the plot line of why these guys are doing this.
That's my ugly.
That's your ugly? Okay, we'll save that. We're not going to get into that. We'll have you talk about that. We'll have you talk about that. But just one part of it is the sheriff ends up rescuing a girl at one point, a little girl. Okay. And that's her daughter. The daughter is the final girl. Adopted, but the final girl, that's her daughter. And the big surprise, the daughter, having learned at some point in her life, growing up with this cop, that her real parents were murdered by killer robots inside of a old abandoned death restaurant, wants to burn it to the ground. So what does the cop decide to do when she catches her daughter trying to burn the place down? Well, we're going to lock her inside of the trailer we live in with a bucket.
To pee in.
Handcuffed to something or other, as a punishment. Parent of the year right there.
Agreed.
And the thing is that, on the one hand, you kind of understand that, okay, they made a kind of a deal with the devil sort of thing, okay, which you'll get into more, I'm sure.
Oh, I will.
But on the other hand, her continuing this so-called deal, I just didn't get it. You know, and even trying to rescue her daughter and everything, it just completely conflicted with each other.
With everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a very hard time believing this relationship, and they gave so little time to it. And here's the thing. The woman playing the sheriff is an actress I really like.
Yes.
I've recognized her in a bunch of things. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but
I'll put it here.
There you go. There you go. That was her. And I think she's a great actress. I think she did what she could with this part. But there's just so many conflicts with her character that makes no sense to me.
Are you a good guy? Are you a bad guy? Do you know?
Yeah.
And I'll get into that in my ugly.
Yeah, and I think we'll talk. I'll be adding a little bit to that, to the ugly as well. So we'll get more into that with that. But yeah, it just, that was another one of my bads. Was this relationship just didn't work on any level? Honestly, it was a mess. It was a train wreck.
Yeah.
Like most of this film. Okay.
Yes.
Are we going into the ugly?
Roll the shit demon.
All right. Oh,
I love the shit demon.
I know you do. I know you're excited to get to your ugly. So why don't you go and start with your ugly?
Okay. Let me preface everything I'm about to say with the fact that I am the father of two beautiful girls, a 21-year-old and a 14-year-old. And I can tell you, as their father, I would not hesitate to go to prison to kill somebody who hurt them. There would be no hesitation in me whatsoever to defend them with every fiber of my being. With that said, in this movie, all of the parents, including the sheriff and some big Texas rich guy, decides to make a deal with a satanic cult, for lack of a better word, to say, children, everything about the town, we're going to feed these pieces of human feces lives so they don't. In reality, a parent could not, should not, I don't know how they could do this. How could you sell your entire town? And the plot that I was trying to keep you away from is you started hitting it. The weasel's a pedophile.
Yeah.
That killed children when the restaurant was open.
Yeah.
Let me say that again, faces. Killed children.
And he wasn't alone. It was him and his staff.
And his staff.
Yeah, because all the robots are actually the old staff members, because they did a satanic ritual when they were when the police were coming to storm the place. They were going to go and arrest them all. They did a satanic suicidal pact ritual thing.
They did a Chucky.
Yeah, which put their souls into the robots somehow.
And you still, thank you. I need a second to calm down because this works me up.
I noticed that.
And again, these people made a deal with this pedophile and his child killing, and I can't say it enough. We're not talking about teens in a movie.
Right.
They played it off like it was real death at Chuck E. Cheese stuff.
Yeah, because they would take them to the special room or whatever like that. They were like, "Oh, it's your birthday. Well, we'll go and have a celebration in the special room," and then they would kill them all, like the whole family, like not just the kids. They would kill the whole family.
They would kill the whole family.
But they were doing it specifically to kill the kids. Yeah.
And to base your movie on a plot where the entire town has made a deal, not only makes everybody in your town a coward,
Yeah.
it makes them completely unbelievable. Because as a parent, again, I would rather die and go to hell than see either of my daughters in any pain whatsoever.
Yeah, and then the whole plot line was that so they need to feed these things. They need to give them live sacrifices. So what do? They put out the thing to wreck everyone's tires, so that they're not giving them anyone from the town. They're going to just give them random strangers that have to be driving through the town, and they always have some story as to why they'll have to go into the restaurant. Like the first, like the most current one, of course, was the whole, well, you don't have cash, you only got credit card. Oh, well, there's no, the ATM don't work, and I don't have a credit card machine. But then they show a flashback showing like the first couple, and like, oh, well, we don't have a hotel. Well, we have a hotel, but it's all booked up. But don't worry, we got a place you can stay the night.
And that
an old restaurant.
First family confirmed they're not just doing this with Nick Cage type characters.
Oh yeah.
That was a little like 8-year-old girl that they fed to these.
Yeah, it was a family of 3, so it was the 2 parents and their little daughter Yeah, and they show that the guy who owns the place, he gives the same speech every single time. Like, oh, you're officially employees now. Yeah, boy, makes me wonder how many of those how many boxes of those shirts they have to go through all the time.
Good point.
Nick Cage on his own was going through, I think, a whole box. But how many times?
Yes, every time he made a kill, he changed his shirt.
Well, yeah, because it got all bloody.
Yes, he must look presentable
it got all oily.
Right. Well, he had to look good for his pinball thing.
There you go. But no, yeah, because that was the other thing, that the creatures, I don't know if it was supposed to be blood. I'm assuming it wasn't supposed to be blood because it was black. It was only supposed to be grease or oil or something.
I think it was hydraulic fluid. Mm-hmm. These creatures would be controlled by hydraulics, and it would make sense.
Right.
Problem is, you hit the nail on the head. Hydraulic fluid is red.
Yeah.
And this was black, unless it was supposed to be because they were in that. I'm sure nobody's maintaining these robots, which is another part of my ugly. Mm-hmm. Let's think about this. In realism, if this group was, somebody has to be charging their goddamn batteries.
No. They're charged on evil, remember? Evil. Evil keeps them going.
I'm done with this movie.
It's like, I'm sorry, as soon as you put satanic rituals into it, yeah, you can't start putting in, someone has to be, no, that all flies out the window. Okay, because once you have evil magic, no, that's it. That all goes out the window.
Okay.
You don't have to make any sense of it because, it's satanic ritual. Sad but true.
We'd like to apologize to our satanic audience. So once again, you have been made the bad guys.
Do we have a satanic audience? I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
I always say that just in case we do.
I don't want to know.
That's fair.
Anyway, so that's your ugly?
You bet your ass.
Okay, so my ugly, it was already touched on a little bit, but I want to go into it further, if you will allow me to indulge.
By all means,
yes.
Indulge.
Okay, so my ugly is, these teenagers are stupid. Look, here's the thing. You had your rant, now I gotta have mine. Look,
have it, baby.
The thing is, you always, and we've talked about this a lot, you always have to have something stupid to get a horror movie going. I mean, it pretty much has to happen. There's a couple exceptions. There's a couple good horror films out there, maybe even 1 or 2 bad ones where something stupid does not happen. But almost every single horror movie has something stupid happen to get it going. Someone's got to watch the videotape for The Ring. Someone's got to open up the box for Hellraiser. Something's got to happen to get the ball rolling. Otherwise, you just don't have a horror movie, However, in this movie, all the stupid that happens, it was completely unnecessary and forced beyond comprehension.
Yes.
So let's talk about this for a second.
Let's discuss.
We've got the final girl. She wants to burn the place down, but she has a small moral issue. There's a guy inside, and she doesn't want to burn him alive. Okay, that makes sense. I get that. She even tries rapping on the window, and he's ignoring her. So now she wants to go inside and tells them to wait outside so that they can find a way back out. Because apparently whatever way she's finding in, which they don't show you, she just all of a sudden is magically an event. Whatever way she's finding in, apparently she can't come back out. I mean, it makes kind of sense if you're going into a vent. You don't know if you're going to be able to come back out the vent. Okay? But these idiots, the one that likes her, gives her all 5 minutes before he starts freaking out because he heard a scream. Well, he heard a scream because she saw something come to life. They already know about this. So now he wants to find a way in to go rescue her. And the only reason the other ones even agree to go along is for some stupid thing he says. I can't. Oh no, it was because the blonde chick wanted to go along too. So then the guy that likes her is like, "Oh, well, if you're going to go in, yeah, I'll go along with you." And what do? They all go up on the roof, and for some reason, the roof decides they can't hold their weight. But
That's
only
an old building.
It's an old building, but it decided this after they stood on there for a good 10 to 15 minutes.
It took a while.
Yeah, it took a while. In fact, not only that, but if it was that structurally unsound, it wouldn't have waited until they were walking around and having a big, long conversation and decided, oh, I'm going to get off this roof. That's when the ceiling spontaneously decides, I can't hold this much weight anymore.
This is true.
And not only that, they're spread out. They're not that close. But yet somehow they all land in the ball pit, which is not that large.
Ew. All the germs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But that's not where the stupidity ends.
But wait, there's more.
No. If the stupidity ended there, I'd be like, oh, that was just convenience. They were using convenience to get them into this thing. Okay. I might have even forgiven that, despite the fact that this was bullshit. In fact, she even calls them out on their bullshit, saying, I purposely told you to wait outside till we have a way out. How are we going to get out now? I think that's a very...
Bullshit calls.
I think that's a very good question. However, we then have all these guys in an evil restaurant filled with evil killer robots that they've been aware of their entire life. Because they talk about this. This is something that they've been aware of for years. And what's the first thing they do when they get in there? Oh, look, the robots are singing a song. Let's watch.
This is true. With a clearly, easily opened door right behind them with a tiny thin chain stopping them from leaving. That was it.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing that's stopping. There's
because
one
later
chain.
Nick Cage just busts through it like it's butter.
Yeah, exactly. Which just goes to show it's nothing. But even if it wasn't nothing, they've got a kitchen to run to. They've got other rooms to run to. What do? No, they stand there and watch it. Even when the song is, we're going to kill you all. And they still stand there and watch it long enough for one of them to get attacked. I don't know if they get killed right there, but then they get attacked. And then what did two of them decide to do?
You're coming up with my rest of my ugly. Mm-hmm. That's what we'll share this ugly. That's fine.
Would you like to go on?
Are we going to where they go into the room and she gets...
Yeah.
Okay, we can share this ugly. It's up to you.
Because here's the thing. Two of them decided, well, we're in here. Let's have sex.
She, the blonde girl, gets turned on by the fact that children were killed in this room.
Yeah. So let's go in the room where all the children were killed and have sex. And he's like, ooh, you're freaky. I like that. What?
Freaky is having sex on top of a coffin. I know, I've done it. Just kidding. Freaky is having sex in a graveyard that I have really done. But Freaky is not wanting to have sex in a room where people died.
You really need to stop sharing.
Where they're buried is fine, but not where they died.
You need to stop sharing.
You're kidding. You just need to get out more. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
But no, that couple.
Oh my God,
Dude, I don't normally receive joy at the death of teens, but there was genuine joy.
Yeah, and then while they're having sex with their clothes on, which makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
And by the way, we watched the R-rated version. Our version was rated R.
Okay.
And having sex with her clothes on. Okay.
Whatever. That's okay. I hated her so much. I had no desire to see her naked. I had no desire.
Honestly, it's just for me. It's just like, well, you don't have sex with clothes on, but hey, whatever. I don't care. I really didn't care because honestly, the real problem I had with that was they're having sex, and there's one of the robots in the freaking room, which was not in there originally. Even the guy's like, wait, was he there originally?
Right.
And they couldn't remember because they were too busy. Getting ready to have sex. And then it's freaking one of them out. Actually, it was freaking her out because the robot's watching them. And he's like, well, let him watch. It's like, What part of killer robots are you not getting? Why? Why would you not be running out of that room screaming the moment you saw the thing?
And I think we mentioned this when we were watching it too. Clearly, they have Jason powers because he wasn't in that room.
No, he wasn't.
The door was closed, and then poof, I'm in this room.
Yeah. No. In fact, they were still on stage because they all start on stage and then they one by one just disappear and show up somewhere else.
Because heaven forbid you take 5 of your homies down, you take care of kicking some ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you're robots. You're evil. Yeah. Be evil.
I mean, you could even say, once again, evil magic, evil satanic magic, whatever, that they're able to do that. They can go wherever they want in the place. You could get away with that. But at the same time, it doesn't freaking matter because it's their reaction. That's what's stupid here. Because why would you know that this place is filled with robots that kill you? And one, you're going to decide to have sex in there? Two, while you're having sex, you see one of the robots and decide, just let them watch? What? No, once again, run away screaming because that would be the one and only thing that makes sense. In fact, even having the sex didn't make sense in the first place because they had already seen the robots. They walk in, the robots are freaking singing to them. At that point, you should be running away screaming. You don't sit there and listen to the freaking song like, oh, I wonder what they're singing about.
Yeah, no, you leave.
Oh, and then, big shock, they all died. Except for Final Girl. It's almost like... They were supposed to die.
You almost let me... I almost forgot. That was my original bad, but I decided not to. She leaves with the hero.
Oh, yeah. You were really upset about that.
The final... who's a teenager.
Yeah.
They don't age her. She could have been 18.
She could be 18 because they make it sound like they're high school students, but I mean, who knows? You can't... You don't know.
And they don't even suggest that anything sexually is going on with these two.
No, which is good.
But just the fact that she gets in the car with a complete stranger that left her to die.
Yeah, well, because he had his break. But he did give her a knife. No, the thing is that she knows nothing about this guy. And he's freaking mute anyway, so it's not like she's going to learn that much from him.
Right.
But yeah, she gets in the car with him. Now, on the flip side of that, her adopted mother's dead at this point. She's got nowhere else to go. So maybe that's why that she wants to just get... Well, she wanted to get out of town anyway. She was going to go with her friends and get out of town. They already said this. They were going to burn the building and then they were going to leave.
Right.
So I guess this was supposed to be her way of continuing that journey of leaving town.
Which is why I changed out.
Yeah.
They did kind of set up that they were heading out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would like to add a new category. Are you done with your ugly?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to add a new category.
What's that?
The super duper, absolutely horrible Resident Evil clone level ugly. Are you ready?
What's that?
I don't have an intro for it either because I just came out. I pulled it out of my ass while we were talking.
Yeah, I noticed that.
The song.
Oh, right.
The song will get stuck in your head, and it will worm its way to your cerebrum. Mm-hmm. It will wrap itself around there, and it will squeeze until you pee. The song.
Yeah, once again, because they're doing the whole Chuck E. Cheese thing where, they were supposed to be performers, because the animatronics originally were supposed to be for, entertaining the kids.
But Showbiz Pizza, for those of you who know that is.
Exactly. Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza, the same thing. Yes. And then the whole thing is that they, of course, sang songs that were for the kids. So there's this one song that they sing a lot in this movie. For those of you who've
seen the movie, it's your birthday!
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then they changed some of the lyrics to make it creepy, to be like, oh, we're going to kill you. We're going to kill all of you. Like, whatever. I hated that song, and boy, it got stuck in my head, too.
It did. You can't help it.
Afterwards, I kept hearing it in my head, and I'm like, oh, that stupid song.
Why won't this go away? Because they were good. God dang it. Mm-hmm. They were like Danny Elfman good at the song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a horrible song.
So, I have to ask, coffee cups must be placed.
You want to start or should
I? No, this is you start because I already know.
This one is tough to rate because I did, like I said, I like Nick Cage, but I cannot recommend this movie because, oh man, I would not watch this again. I wouldn't. I really would not. There's just too many. The little entertainment value I got out of it was just Nick Cage. Everything else was just either stupid, making me yell at the screen, or got just repetitive to the point where I just didn't care anymore. You know. So I'm gonna have to give it a whopping 1 coffee cup.
Oh, ouch!
Yeah, I give it a 1.
Wow.
I wasn't happy.
Well, wow. Wow. And he's the good one.
I usually am more forgiving with films.
Wow.
But this one, I think part of the problem, and I will admit this. I was looking more forward to this, and I think it just disappointed me far more than I expected.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the reasons that I'm being so harsh with this, because I like Nick Cage, and I did like the idea, and the trailer did make it look rather amusing and rather interesting. But once again, it was one of those trailers where all the things that I found amusing and interesting were in the trailer, and that was it. You know, everything else that was in the film itself.
Right.
Would have made me actually not watch the movie.
Well, you're not going to see this until we release it, but the coffee cup in front of you is not the normal Two Guys brand coffee cup.
Oh, is that so?
It is actually the Nick Cage coffee special.
Okay.
Because in honor of Sir Cage, I am giving this movie 2 coffee cups.
Wow.
However, the coffee cups are not from the movie in any way. I give the movie 0.
Okay.
Absolute 0. Total waste of money.
Right.
Horrible.
Right.
However, Nick Cage's performance deserves at least 2 coffee cups.
Well, I'd give his performance 3 out of 5.
See, you're with me then.
Yeah, for his performance, I'd give 3 out of 5, just because he does the very best he can with what he's given. He's just not given a lot.
When you find out, though, that he saw the script,
Yeah.
picked it out of literally a website, and funded it and produced it, he knew what he was getting into. So
Well, I think he did it because of his character.
He wanted to challenge himself, and that's his style of acting.
I think he wanted to play this character, and honestly, he gave it his all.
Oh, no, he was phenomenal.
Yeah,
he was
it's
the
just
savior of the film.
Yeah, the problem is that the rest of the movie was just not that
So
interesting.
bad.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it 2 specially branded Nick Cage extra cream and sugar coffee cups.
Well, there you go.
And that's solely for Nick Cage only.
Yeah.
The movie
Because
gets
you said-
0.
Well, technically, I gave it a higher rating than you did, because you
Right,
gave the movie a 0. I gave the movie a 1.
Yeah.
Nick Cage, I'm giving technically a 3. So actually, I'm still higher up than yours. I'm still being more generous
Yeah,
than you
I
are.
got to go with 2. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
because
still being
while
more
he
generous.
was good, and I love the acting in the eyes,
Yeah.
it wasn't Nick Cage.
Oh, yeah.
You got to let Nick Cage be Nick Cage.
The only Nick Cage moment, you guys, when he's dancing with the pinball machine.
Yes, and that was freaking
that was
awesome.
pure Nick Cage right there.
And pure joy. Pure joy.
Yep.
But yes, do not. I hate. Okay, I hate to tell people flat I can't recommend it. Because
Yeah.
a movie's a movie's a movie, but this one I can't recommend.
Here's the thing. I mean, if you want to watch it, go ahead. But at least this way, you are already aware of what you're getting yourself into.
Maybe it'll be better.
Yeah. Well, you might want to have some friends over, so you have something to some people to talk to while you're making fun of it.
And lots of alcohol.
And that was my next thing. You stole it. I was going to say you might want to have a few drinks available.
We did, the whole entire movie.
Yeah, we did. It helped us get through it. Trust me, it helped us get through it.
Yes.
Oh man, could you imagine if we saw this in theaters?
No, oh God, no, no. I would have
Actually, you know, I would have been able to watch this at our theater, because our theater has a bar, and they allow you to take drinks to the thing.
Good
so
call.
yeah, thankfully our theater has a bar and allows us to take drinks into the theater. So yes, I would have been able to watch this at our theater because of that reason and that reason alone.
Exactly.
Because I definitely would have been like, yeah, I'm headed to the bar. You want anything?
$15 for a Jack and Coke. That's fine. Make it a double.
I don't care.
I'm splurging.
I need it for this one. It's like
Amen.
I got to get through this. Yeah.
Yep.
Oof, yeah, I would do it.
Well, we got through it.
Yeah, we got through it. Yeah,
I
definitely.
thought I was going to be a lot angrier. I've only 4 F words.
Oh, yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
I think I only swore once or twice.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. Oh, you got a good reason to be.
It's true.
All right. So, what do we got planned next? Anything? I think
We
got
have unscripted coming up with Candy Man.
scripted coming up. No, that one's scripted.
Oh, I didn't mean to say.
So
unscripted.
our next script meeting is going to be Candyman.
Script meeting that I forgot the name of is going to be Candyman.
Yes.
Then after that, the next unscripted will be the Invisible Man.
Oh, yes. We're doing a lot of men lately. We got to get some women in here lately. You got to get some women in here. Right now, we're just doing too many men.
We're doing too many men.
Yeah, we got to get some women in.
Line them up! Wait, no. My wife's watching me. He's going, what the
What is wrong with him?
So, thanks for
stuff.
watching, as always. And if you're listening to our podcast, do check us out on YouTube. We'd love to... Okay, we can't see you, but we'd love for you to see us.
Yeah, you get to see our smiling faces.
I make funny faces and occasionally scratch myself.
Dude, I thought you wanted them to actually watch you, not just like, I decided to run away.
Yeah,
no, that's not
whatever.
going to work. And then, of course, you can see our other videos. We do a script meeting where we get an idea of what the original script meeting would have been for a film, and we make fun of it horribly.
Absolutely.
Just completely tearing it apart. And then every once in a while we'll do a reaction to a trailer once or twice, but that's about it. Every once in a while, you never know, we might throw in something new or something exciting. We do that once in a while.
Wait till this summer. Woo!
Oh yeah, we got something planned for the summer, but we won't talk about that just yet.
Nope.
We'll have a teaser later on. We always do a teaser when we're getting ready to do something like what we did for the Fall of Resident Evil. We did a teaser for that.
You have mentioned that which must not be mentioned.
Resident Evil.
You shall never mention it again.
We've got they got the reboot coming up, so we
will
actually have something good to talk about. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode.
Yes.
So until next time.
Bye.
Laters.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get ready.
Fight.
Ha